Hello. Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. I was supposed to go live last night. I didn't get in from work until 11:30. And I got in, I ate some seafood, ate some crabs, some corn on the cob, some clams. I was gone. I was gone. Crazy work, right? Crazy work. Now, a lot has happened. I'm going to try it. If I got enough time before work, I'll show y'all some stuff of Unrivaled. But Keomi Miller. Her dad came out yesterday. He came out yesterday and basically, I guess they sent the email saying they're going to go into the portal or something, allegedly. And nobody responded to that shit. But nobody responded to it. Nobody was finna, listen. Shout out to Auntie Sess, man. Sess Talk Sports. Go follow my auntie. We told y'all the issue. My thing is, I'm not inviting you back. Now, the only way I would invite you back is if you change your attitude. Now, there's another player who plays for Merlin. Her name is Kayleen Smickle. Man, she's nice. She could play. Beautiful young woman. She could play. She used to play with Rutgers. Now, she left Rutgers. She left Rutgers because I believe I think she said, this is allegedly, people were saying she said it wasn't enough talent there, or that like the team just wasn't good enough and stuff. And now you're dealing with Keomi, who's in a situation where there's not a lot of talent around her. But she's a great player. To me, you're not a great player unless you make other players better. This is just facts to me. You know, I don't see players. This is one of the reasons why I don't like the Caitlin Clarks or the LeBrons. They're great players, but they don't make anybody around them really better. They make plays to get them the ball, but they don't really make them better. They don't elevate their team to be on another echelon. Themselves make themselves better. The thing with Keomi is she's a fantastic scorer. She's a great finisher. Offensively, I think I give her a grade of probably a B plus, A minus, probably A minus. The reason why I say A minus is because she turns the ball over a lot. That's her game to me. She's an offensive weapon. But defensively, she doesn't really communicate well with the team. She doesn't really shut anybody down. But as far as a talent, man, she's a phenomenal talent. But she's, to me, more of a specialist. She's like Caitlin. They're specialists. They're because they play one side of the ball very great, but the other side of the ball, it's like, okay. You know, some people love those type of players. There's a lot of people who love those type of players. because we're in an age now where it's offense, is who put the most points in the basket. Nobody cares about the person who defended and shut down a person on the other end. Nobody cares about the person who makes the great passes or gets their teammates open and help their teammates score easier. So it's basically differences of opinion. And then you got these advanced stats where they'll be like, well, this person and this person did this and this many times or this minute, when that was just created for people to be able to snub people on paying them their contracts. That's why they have advanced analytics like they have. And that's the problem with today, is that we're focused on stats and analytics too much. See, when Bill Russell and like older players used to play, they didn't have all of their stats recorded. The only thing recorded was, I believe, points, rebounds, and assists. Blocks were not tallied. Steals were not tallied. What was I think turnovers. I don't know. I think that was a stat as well. So they didn't have steals or blocks, I believe. They didn't have that. They didn't have the EFG, the efficiency field goal percentage. They didn't have the 2-point per field goal per, like they had the field goal percentages like when you shot, but they didn't measure it by there was no 3-point field goal percentages because there was no 3-point line back in the day. So I don't go by stats when I try to compare players from each era because it's stupid. LeBron's era right now, I can't compare this NBA to the NBA from the 2000s or even the 90s because everything has been overinflated. The points overinflated, the assists overinflated. Like somebody get the ball and then they go 3 or 4 steps and then dunk. They count that as an assist now. And it's like, wow. And a lot of people were saying that about Cece. They were saying that a lot of her assists were not assists. Like she would pass it and then the player would make a move and then score. They would count that as an assist. It's like, no, an assist is when you give it to the player and they're scoring. Like right then and there. They're not taking any extra steps. So they've changed the way assists and points are projected to us as the masses. And this is what me and my boy Brooklyn. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my brother Brooklyn 80s baby. He's doing big things on Perspective. It's called The Perspective with Brooklyn 80s baby. Man, he has a great channel. Make sure you support my brother. But this is why I don't delve into stats, because I watch the games and it's not the eye test. It's how the game is played. It's you watching the game. And I'm looking at all the players. I'm not looking at one player. This is what drew me to Angel. Angel drew me to her because the plays she was making were noticeably impactful and you saw her jump off your screen, whether it was setting a screen, whether it was getting it off the pick and roll, scoring. And this group called the committee, like, I feel you. Like, I understand you guys pick your own players. But to say that Angel won't be on the Olympic team, you wouldn't pick her, is asinine to me. Because what she does is a skill. Rebounding, a skill. Defensively, she's probably our best defender at the 4 position next to Nafisa and Asia. Like she's 3rd or 4th maybe, because Alyssa Thomas, she's a wing player. She's a wing /4, or she could play the guard. So she kind of plays, she's a hybrid. So she could play any type of position and she could defend and rebound. But shout out to them. Make sure y'all subscribe to the committee sports group. I disagree a lot of times with their takes, but they're a great show. They teach you the game. But I know I done veered off track a bit. But Keomi and her father. Her father came out and said that we're not transferring from Rutgers. You're not transferring from Rutgers because you can't go nowhere. Where are you going to go? Don Staley didn't pick you. Kim Mulkey didn't pick you. And the reason why she didn't pick you is because you feel like you're bigger than the team. When you become bigger than the team, that's not going to work. See, people love to bring Kobe Bryant up. Kobe Bryant was a leader on all the Laker teams. Like, Shaq was the party and fun guy. Like, he kept everybody from being too uptight or serious. Kobe actually was working with all the players in the off season, after the game. He would get some extra shots up with Rick Fox, with Robert Horry, with Brian Shaw, with Derek Fisher. He worked with everybody. He made sure to include everybody. So for people to say that Kobe didn't do it, that's a lie. He did do it. Kobe would have won 5 championships if he did not sacrifice his scoring and sacrifice his taking over games. And if he didn't sacrifice some of the things that he needed to win, they would not have won that three-peat. And that's just the facts. Now, Keomi is a person who has the game, but she don't have this up here. And her attitude is going to lead her down the wrong way. You know? So, and her, you know, her you know. Okay, so basically, she went to Maryland because Smickle went to Maryland because she had an undisclosed health issue. So, and she was all Big Ten rookie team and second team. So, and Kayleen could play. And some people are saying that great player, not a leader, and quit on the team. And that's what I got from people that I talked to, and I also did some digging on the internet. And to me, you're not a great player unless you make your team better. And Keomi, I'm tired of hearing people saying, oh, you need this, you need that. Well, look, you got to try to win with what you got, because that shows you how great you are. A lot players back in the day, they didn't get to pick the players they wanted to play with. They had to make it work with who they made it work with. Bill Russell, everybody says, well, he had all these Hall of Famers. Bill Russell made them guys Hall of Famers. You want to know why? Bill Russell practiced with every one of those guys individually to learn their game, to learn how they like the ball, to learn how they like to catch the ball, how they want the ball thrown, what spots to place the ball into. Bill Russell would get the ball at the elbows or at the low post, and he's trying to find either the cutter, or he would try to find somebody for the three, or somebody at the elbow or the base. Not the three, but the outside shot. It wasn't a three at that time. Or at the free throw line. Or he would put the ball on the floor and attack the basket, get a foul, or score. So these are the things and stuff. So people don't understand is that Bill Russell IQ was like crazy with it. And that's who Angel Reese kind of is for women. She's sort of like Bill Russell. She don't have the strongest field goal percentage down low. She doesn't, but her other stuff that she impacts the team with is setting screens, passing out the blocks, giving the ball to people, doing things like that. Keomi is great as far as individually. She is a great individual player. But for a team, she's not letting the coach. Her father is over talking the coaches. He's yelling in the crowd. Then the grandma came out talking about, I guess that, you need us more than we need you. That, just summarizing it, that's what was said. Now, Smickle, a lot of people said Smickle left because she couldn't handle being the number one. And a lot of players can't be the number one. This is why I tell y'all Juju is special. Because the team Juju have outside of Kiki, they're okay. They're not the greatest team. They're not. You look at Merlin. I know Brooke don't like Sellers, but I love Sellers. Sellers doesn't put up a lot of buckets. She don't go out there like dropping 30s or 25s. Sellers' floor generalship and her ability to defend multiple positions and her leadership is why Merlin is at where they're at. Smickle wasn't a star player, even though her talent suggested she's a star player. No, her mental says she's a role player. It's just like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, great player, but he's more of a role player with the mindset. This is why I make him a tier 2. He's an all-star. He's a great player, but they're just not the tier 1. Smickle, tier 2 type of player. She's not a tier 1 because she don't know what it takes to be the number 1. Now, if she's on a team with somebody who is a tier 1, like Scotty was a tier 2, he had Mike who was a tier 1, so he would be fine. He was on the Portland Blazers. Rasheed Wallace was tier 1, off of just mere talent and everything. But Scotty was your tier 2 guy because he couldn't handle being the main guy. Keomi probably can't handle being the main person. And when your coach is holding you accountable and putting things on you because they know you can do it, being a number 1 is very lonely. See, everybody can't do like LeBron and stack your team full of stack your deck full of spades and jokers. Like you can't do that. Everybody got to do it the old way, where you have to play with these players. You have to learn these players. You have to do well. 10 of her teammates do not follow her. That is disturbing. And I feel like the people are enabling her. When Auntie Sess, shout out to Auntie Sess with Sess Talk Sports, when Auntie Sess put that out there about who was representing her. Let me see. I forgot his name, but he's on the Floyd Mayweather money team. And I said, oh, that's bad because they're going to try to make her like she's Floyd, like personality wise, and she's not Floyd. So hold on, y'all. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta ask Auntie where she found it at because I can't think of his name. But he works with He works with Floyd Mayweather. He's on the Floyd Mayweather money team. And Ellerby, that's his name, Ellerby. I don't like that he came out and said that, this should have stayed in-house. Your player, your person you're managing put this out there. Nobody knew about Keomi's situation until she put it out there. And the coach, basically, Coquise, kept quiet about it. She didn't blast her in the media. She didn't go off. Now Keomi's dad talking about, okay, tells at On3 Sports that she has no plans to leave the Scarlet Knights. We're not looking to transfer. So it's like, okay, so you basically don't want to transfer now. You know what I'm saying? Which, in my opinion, I believe that he said that and everything because he realized that a lot of teams seen that and kind of put up their red flags. Now, does that mean that they won't still transfer? Hell yeah, they probably will transfer because of the disrespect. Because of the disrespect they've shown Coach Coquise, the disrespect that she showed her teammates. And this happened to another player who's on Maryland now, which is a girl named Smickle. Smickle went through the same thing, and people were saying that she kind of exhibits those type of sentiments where she's a great talent, but she's not a number one option, and she's not. She can't be the number one. She's not built to take the pressure. And being the number one, people, doesn't mean you put up 30 points a night or 35. That doesn't necessarily mean you're the number one. You're the number one in how your team plays off of you, how your team plays with you. I think we've lost our way as a society. We lost our way as people because we've forgotten how the game is played. And this is why I don't like stats, because if you take the stats away and you watch a game, you can tell who dominated the game. Sometimes a player dominated the game after they got maybe 15, 16 boards. They probably gave you about 8, maybe 10 points, but they gave you about 16, 17 boards. That really gave you some possessions. You didn't capitalize on it because you need this person who's probably the best scorer or best shooter on your team to step up, and they're not doing it. So I don't feel sorry for Keomi. Keomi got to check her attitude, and I stick by what I said, what Auntie says. I would tell her thank you, but no thanks. You can hit the portal. You can bounce. We're good. You can leave. You can leave. I wish you the best. We'll try to find you a place where, you can strive to be great. I'm not keeping you on my team. I've had players like this before. When I was coaching Little League football, I had a player like this. He just checked out. He just didn't want to play no more. And I never could understand it. So I sat him out. And then the other coach with me trying to say, oh, well, we ought to play him. I'm like, no, just let him chill. He's fine. He don't want to play today. He just won't play. Don did that same thing to Fuwali. Fuwali has been benched all the damn time. Some games she didn't play because Auntie Says talked about it, and I also did my research, and I remember Fuwali because my boy Detroit T, shout out to my boy Detroit T that's on the panel, told us, he was like, oh man, Fuwali always do that. Like she'll be straight next game because Fuwali, she did the same thing. She did the same thing last year. Just saying. Yeah, so yes, I know. So this is what I'm saying. Keomi did this to herself. You had a fight in the locker room. You were disrespectful at one of the games, yelling back at the coach. She asked you to go back in the game, and you didn't go in the game. Then you're going to go to social media and wild out. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. But I wish her the best if she does come back and play. I hope her head right, but she's going to the portal. So this is what he also said. Keomi's goal was to be at Rutgers and not ever transfer. The goal is to finish the job at this moment. We're not looking to transfer. Then why did you do all these shenanigans? You still watch. How much I want to bet? She's still going to try to transfer. And then watch. They not going to get the offers they think they're going to get. And they're going to go back to Coquise. They're going to apologize and they're going to play. If she's able to get to a bigger school or something, a bigger team, then we'll see how she'll do. But you were in the top 20. You said you had 25 teams, I believe she said. Then you disrespected South Carolina in their program when Don has won 3 national titles with players, in my opinion, better than you. Y'all could talk trash about Raven, but I would take Raven over Keomi anytime on my team because Raven's going to do what it takes for the team to win. That's just facts. So that's how y'all feel, bet. I don't care. I look at leadership. I look at intangibles. I don't care about your tangibles. I care about what's in your guts. What's in your gut? When the game gets tough, when stuff ain't going your way, how is your character? I've seen plenty of superstars who are better than a lot of these players that's in the league now, both men and women. But you know why they didn't make it to that level? Because they didn't have them guts. They were gutless. They were heartless. So we got to stop giving these players passes. But Keomi Dad said that. Do I believe him? No, I don't believe him. Until I see otherwise, I still believe they're transferring. If they transfer, bye. Like, people got to stop always saying, oh, well, the money this. Like, I heard it the other day about Caitlin Clark. Like, man, but the money that she would bring, man, they going to make money anyway. See, this is what I'm saying. A lot of you guys just now started watching the game. You know, even last night on Cashapp stuff, they were just disrespecting Asia. Like, Asia did not need Unrivaled, bruh. She didn't need it. Asia is she's getting the bag. Everybody globally knows Asia. See, y'all look at people selling out stadiums. Bruh, the reason they selling them stadiums out on the road is there ain't shit to do in Indiana. So those fans are going to travel. Just like Pittsburgh. Ain't shit to do in Pittsburgh. Those fans travel. And Dallas fans, a lot of them don't travel. It's a lot of people who are at those away games that love Dallas. It's a lot of Dallas fans. That's why they're the highest selling team. They make the most money. So you don't need them to go to the Super Bowl. That's why I try to keep telling Dallas fans, Jerry don't need a Super Bowl. Jerry is making money off y'all dumbasses. Y'all look at that. Like, they look at this thing with Caitlin like, well, Caitlin gets this and that. Look, let's call it what it is. Y'all only started promoting the WNBA because y'all felt like we can use Caitlin to bring in bigger, like the 1%ers, which are mainly white people. We could bring them in to invest, get some money off of them. Plus, we can push our agendas through her. And we can spike the black players by using her. But what they weren't counting on was Angel Reese makes the same amount as her, if not her stardom is just as big, if not bigger. And they did not see that. That's why the Washington venue, the second time when they played in Washington, they cut off the tickets to be sold for that game. That's why they didn't move it to the other venue, because they were allegedly trying to keep those seats at a low number because they're trying to overinflate this white girl. And they still lost money at the end of the day. But you know who made money? Indiana Fever made money. You know who made money? The WNBA made money. They put that out there to tell you that they lost money and everything is because they're trying to paint a narrative. WNBA, they made money. They may not have made the money where it's like, damn, it's the NBA money and all. It'll never make NBA money because the NBA has been around since the 50s, the 40s or the 50s, I believe. So people got to stop trying to put players with Caitlyn and Angel. Caitlyn and Angel are in a time where their stardom grew from the NIL deal and it grew from college. Asia didn't have NIL and all of that. If Asia and those women would have had all of the stuff they're getting now back in the 2000s, they would dwarf this era. So Asia's starting to get the bag now because of how beautiful she looks, her advisors. She has her own jet. She got her own jet. What the hell does she need to do with Unrivaled? Have y'all ever thought that Asia may have thought, how about you let the girls eat? Because a lot of these girls don't get no bread like that or get this exposure. So I'm going to give it up and let y'all do your thing. Angel did it because Angel wants to recruit and Angel wants to learn the game. She wants to be better. So we've got to stop with all this. Oh, this would have made her brand. Asia brand fine. She's good. You know, allegedly she's with Bam. Bam got bread too. She fine. She got bread too. Her net worth is over 3 mil. Y'all act like 3 mil ain't shit. It's like, that's how I know something. A lot of y'all niggas broke. Y'all don't know what money is because 1,000 is some money. Now, could you lose that 1,000 quick? Yeah, because of rent, because of places you're in. But you're making 3 mil. And she just, an Angel, and Angel just admitted on her show where the net worth ain't even correct what they got on the computer. So, in my opinion, Asia's probably making 10 million or more. Just allegedly. Because I don't count people's pockets, but since this was a topic on Cashapp show, make sure y'all go support Cashapp, Simply Ball Dropping podcast. I don't know who his other buddy is. I don't like that nigga. I just don't like him. Coach something. I don't like him. I think he doesn't pay attention to what he needs to pay attention to. This is why I don't go on everybody's panel, bruh, because I can't relate to everybody on the panel. Like the girl Tony, her takes be trash. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but her takes are trash. You basically just disrespected you disrespected Paige Beckers. It's like, dog, Paige Beckers has been in the top 3 or the best or top 5 college players in the game. Like, Paige is having a down year, and it's not her. It's mainly Gino. But y'all pay attention to numbers and stats. This is why I don't talk basketball with everybody. And it's not me trying to disrespect her, not trying to disrespect Miss Tony. She's probably a cool person, but her takes are trash to me. It's a lot of people takes around YouTube is trash. Mickey Fats, trash. Bitch Be Frank, trash. You know, it's a lot of Gilbert Arenas. He played the game. His shit is ass water. His shit is ass water. Rashad McCain, ass water. Brandon Jennings, go somewhere and smoke a blunt, dog. Like, go, because you trash too. So, it's a lot of people with trash takes, bruh. So, that's why I don't get on people's panels. That's why I created my platform, so I could speak my mind and I could bring people on to speak their mind who actually know the game, who's not here for an agenda. They gonna call it like it is. I'm not this person who finna stat you to death. For what? What am I stat you for? Somebody could have had 33 points, but when you watch the game, it felt like they had a quiet 33. You ever notice somebody say, man, that was a quiet 33 because their points ain't shit. It ain't mean shit. There was no impact to their 33 points. Just like you've seen somebody get 5 or 6 blocks. It was a quiet 5 or 6 blocks. You like, because it wasn't impactful. So that's what I try to tell y'all, the difference between impact. Tim Duncan was the quietest player on the floor, but Tim Duncan's game was so loud. Like he would have 20, like he would have what, like 18 and 12 sometimes, 20 and 15, 25 and 16. It'll be incredible. Incredible. So that's all I'm saying. So people who hear this video ain't going to agree. I don't give a shit. I'm going to tell you how it is. Like, listen, Keomi, you need to take your ass. You need to take your ass somewhere. Get some new damn advisors. Okay? To Keomi's dad. Nigga, stop trying to live through your daughter and your grandma. I think she said something about we're all coaches in the family. Well, how about y'all open up a school or go coach a school and y'all bring her to your goddamn school and see how many players want to play with her ball dominant ass. Go see. Go see. Like seriously, go see. Go see.
Okay, Jack. Whether it was their equity agreement, salary, or maybe anything else about their business model.
I mean, obviously, equity. Everybody got equity coming into this league. That's the most important thing. Being a first year, that's the opportunity that we do get, and just being able to get through all the wrinkles of it. Obviously, it's not supposed to be pretty, but just being able to be a part of this. I know 5 years from now, obviously, this thing is going to be bigger than ever. I mean, obviously, it's big now, but like we say, it's hard to get in here. It's hard to get in. It's not going to be easy to get in the villa. Like, it's tough around here, and you don't want just anybody being able to play at Unrivaled. Like, you need to be talented. You need to work hard. So being able to be a part of this is really special. A part of like getting equity, obviously, to be one of the 33, 34, 35 people to be here is just something that's a blessing for me.
What were some key jobs that you could?
And then they got mad at Lexi Hall because she was chilling, man. Listen, the Rose have been balling. We had a lot of the vinyl being shown. You got them talking about spades and stuff. Now the Kai Copper thing and stuff. You know, the Kai Copper stuff. You know what I'm saying? The Kai Copper stuff. You know, we seen that with Angel and everything. You know, it's crazy work. Crazy work. But shout out to Angel, man. Angel got the Vogue doing her thing. But Unrivaled has been great. I've been watching everything. I've seen the practices. I've seen people getting it in. And this is what it's about. And for people to think that, okay, Angel is this, Angel is that. It's not always about Angel. Angel is lending her star power to the women. She's going around interacting with the women. She did a thing talking about the Jello whoa challenge. She couldn't get AT. Kai was just be like outside of the TikTok shit. But I feel Kai around our age, man. Kai don't be with all that TikTok shit. She like, look, man, I want to do it, but... And then Angel like, well, you the one who said you wanted to do it. Like, but I'm going to get you in TikToks. But people are talking about it. Annie Constable came out and said, Kai is not coming back to Chicago. It's funny. I love the interaction, but she's not coming back. And she's not. Kai's not coming back to Chicago. So we got to stop. Kai's not coming back. Okay? I want her to come back, but she's not coming back. Jeff's not going to give those draft picks up unless he's certain he can get a commitment from Kai Copper. Like, Kai is living her best life in Phoenix. Her thing is going to be is DT going to retire? Because it's like 1 minute, it's like DT is doing this, DT is doing that. It's like, when this motherfucker gonna leave, man? Like, for real, where's she gonna leave? And then you got, of course, the Owls. They basically did the nickname challenge where they give themselves a street name, then they tell themselves who their name is. I'll show that video later. I ain't got time to show y'all that, but I just wanted to touch on the Keomi stuff and just wanted to touch on the Asia stuff. Dog, Asia don't need Unrivaled. Like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all like, well, people don't know. Yes, they do know Asia. The media is telling you they don't know Asia. Now, that's the one thing I agree with Tony on. Tony was right about that. Asia don't need that. She fine. But the other stuff about Paige Beckers and all this stuff, it's like, look, I don't know what your basketball expertise is. A lot of y'all on the internet, I don't know what y'all basketball about. If y'all are analytical and statisticians and all of that, y'all don't know basketball, because basketball is not about that. If basketball was about stats so much, why do they glorify champions? Michael Jordan never led in any category ever in his career. He don't have the most points per game. That's Wilt. He don't have the most assists of all time. Think that's Magic or Kid. It's John Stockton, excuse me. He don't have the most steals. He don't have the most points. That's LeBron now. It's not about stats. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's about your impact. I look at your impact. When people ask me, who's better, MJ or Bron? It's MJ. He had more impact. You wouldn't have a LeBron if it wasn't for Mike. You wouldn't have a Kobe if it wasn't for Kobe. To me, Kobe was more skilled. Kobe was the better player, but Mike was the better talent. He had the better career and he was the better talent because he did something we never seen before. He went 6-0. He went 6-0, won Defensive Player of the Year and a scoring title, won 10 scoring titles. Like, every year he was the best scorer. To me, Kobe didn't want to be the best scorer every year. The scoring, it was more scorers in Kobe's time, the way the game was played, than in Mike's time. Mike's time, he was a hybrid. We never seen him before. He was a hybrid two guard. Two guards didn't take that many shots. Two guards didn't dominate the ball like Mike did. They didn't do that. The two guard was like more like a Reggie Miller, or, Clyde Drexler would do it, but Clyde Drexler would play within the system. Michael Jordan was the system. The triangle was put in place by Tex Winters, but Phil had to coach it because Phil knew how to get through to the players better than Tex. Tex could coach, but he was more of an X's and O's guy. He wasn't a gauged. He wasn't a manager of personalities. You know what I'm saying? So, but I ain't trying to diss anybody, man. But look, a lot of y'all got to get y'all basketball takes up. Like, bro, Asia's fine, dog. She don't need it. Listen, let me tell y'all something. The women are more loved overseas than the men. You know why that is? Because a lot of the women from the U.S. had to travel to the international market. This is why I don't understand why the WNBA didn't go international from the beginning. Like why they would put stipulations in that, oh, you have to be back by a certain time to play in our league. It's like, dog, your league was created because of the players who went overseas and because of it was already a pro league over here. I forgot the name of it. They were balling in that pro league. Then that's when they made the WNBA because of that pro league and because of the leagues around the world. So the women have always been overseas. You know, Asia has been there before. I believe she went overseas before. You know, Asia's game is it's incredible. And she's very likable. She's very knowledgeable. She's very cool. The thing that Angel and Caitlyn did was, see, all the brothers and sisters, we knew Asia. But what Caitlyn and Angel did was they had the ability to cross over they were able to use the NIL, the marketing, the money, and the contracts. They were able to use that and turn it into, something big, which was what they're doing now, more eyes to the league because of their gameplay. And there's more markets now, is more channels and more outlets for people to be seen. Asia came up when there wasn't a lot of media attention on women's basketball. This is what I'm trying to explain to people. About time she was about to get out of college, that's when everything started coming in. Like, dog, like, don't play. If Asia had all of this attention that Angel and Caitlyn had back when she started, she would dwarf all of them. Because Asia said it herself, I would have been rocking a mink coat, I'd have been styling. And I believe her. So we got to stop with all this, who brings the bigger bag in, who got the most. Like, bro, let's just celebrate these women. Unrivaled is good, we're cool. Asia didn't need to go. She didn't. Let's not create a narrative. Let's not create a narrative and take away from the positivity. And I think a lot of times we do that. Like Alicia Gray, get to know her. Jordan Canada, get to know her. Courtney Williams, get to know her. Lexi Hull, who I'm not a fan of, but I'm liking her work ethic. I'm liking how she shoots and passes the ball. She's a very solid role player. She's growing on me now. She is. She's growing on me. Get to know Azura Stevens. See, what people don't know about Azura Stevens, she has 3-on-3. She has 3-on-3 experience. Plus, she won a championship with Kai Copper. So if you're looking at the team, you're looking at Kai, Azura played with each other. Lexi played with Azura. Chelsea Gray, point guard. The Rose are going to be a dangerous team because they're clicking off the court. They just all had dinner. Coach Nola Henry, I like her style. I think she's going to be a solid coach. Her and Kai Copper came up with each other. They played in Philly against each other for the championship, I believe. And Kai was talking about it in the interview on the On 3 podcast. Make sure y'all go check that interview out. She had the On 3 podcast where they came up together, Make sure you check out Aaliyah Boston, Jordan Canada for the vinyl, and De'Erica Hamby. They had a beautiful interview. Aaliyah Boston is so beautiful as a woman, and I love her intelligence. Get to know Aaliyah Boston. Why isn't the Indiana Fever talking about these players? See, this is my issue. Instead of us worrying about if Asia should have played in this or not, let's talk about how Aaliyah Boston and Lexi Hull have been great teammates to their teammates. Chemistry is great. And seeing how they're able to fit in. Why aren't we talking about that? Also, for the fans attacking Lexi Hull, saying that she felt uncomfortable being there, stop. Okay, we dealt with y'all bitch. We dealt with y'all y'all old bitch ass niggas, which is a word. Let me give you the word old band, you old bands. We've dealt with you old bitch ass niggas for a while now. Let these women have their time. Let these women have their shine. Please. Please, let's not do that. So that's all I got, man. I'll be back later. Patreons, I got a video I'm going to do after this, but I got a video for you guys. We got to talk about something, and I probably will go live tonight, depending on when I get out. Thank y'all for listening. Make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in. If you're new to the page, hit that bell, that subscribe bell to all, so you guys can get notifications and you guys can catch the new content. Also, share the video, share it to everybody out there, and comment on the video. Hit the like button. It doesn't take that long to hit the like button. Also, if you want to donate, you can super chat, or you can super thanks, or you guys can cash at me. My Cash App information is in the description box. Okay? So thank you guys for your love and blessings, man. Can't wait for Unrivaled. It should be coming out in, hold on, where we at? Shoot, it's going to be here sooner than later. We got 9 days left, I believe. So thank y'all for listening, man. I got to get to work. I'm out. Deezy.